for Dragon Phoenix Gaming, it is the purple Protoss player, herO.
And down here in the bottom left-hand side of the map, our yellow Protoss player, he is none other than Classic. Steadfast, I need to take a slight tangent, and I just realized something. Please tell me if I'm going absolutely insane. Was the overlays bottom, like the in-between areas for the team colors, was it always purple? Or is that this week that changed? I don't remember noticing that last week.
I think they changed it this week. I
love it. Okay.
Cheeky little.
You know what? I love it here, man. I love how we see all the changes.
I
and
love
everything.
it here.
I love it here. It's great to be here, watching great TSL games, watching it with my good old NA pal Steadfast and my fellow NA lover Roddy. It's a good day, man. I love it here.
I love it here. But yeah, no, it's super interesting because we got Classic, who has stated that he learned a lot from herO. Like he is inspired by herO for not just because it's a Protoss being successful, and at this point I think we're past the embargo. The first Protoss to win a GSL in 5 years. I always think that's ridiculous because I count Super Tournament, but I understand why people make the argument it's a weekend tournament versus a prep tournament. Prep tournaments, people seem to always rank those more highly, but it's the first time we've had that, and it was a player coming back from the military. It's really cool that we have Classic really... He's, like I said, inspired by herO, and I would say he definitely looks up to him a little bit, and it seems to have given him a little bit more motivation. But like you mentioned, they are trading incredibly evenly in recent matchups, and not a lot of players can say that versus herO in the last 8 months or so. Like, I remember herO coming back in November, December, and winning something ridiculous, like, I don't know, it was 5 ESL Cups in a row or something. And I know that they're just weekly cups, but those are the Korean Cups, and this was against players like Dark, against Cure, against, I think Rogue might have played one of those. Don't hold me to it. It's incredible to me. But we got to talk about this. We got Phoenix Wars. We don't see this very often in this matchup anymore. Usually one player, it's like Phoenix Wars chicken, and one player doesn't want to do it. We actually see the Adept of herO getting in here is going to grab 3 probes. Oh, this is very big damage.
That is really brutal. What is okay, after we see this Adept getting cleaned up, I want to know what the yellow unit on herO side of the map is. As we actually even have another probe still alive that's chasing after another probe. No, it doesn't quite get it. All right, it's just a probe, but he's like, both of these players are so in the know. That's some big damage that Classic just took there. So I mean, herO should feel pretty good about how many workers he just killed, but both these players know that there are Stargates out, that there are Phoenix being made. So this is, in a weird way, even though there's been a lot of damage, they're on relatively even worker counts. I kind of wonder, Dave, like, is this just going to be like a straight up relatively even footing Phoenix War?
Well, I was going to say it should have been an advantage for herO. He should be able to get the quicker third gas, and that'll allow you to pump out more Phoenix, get into that second Stargate quicker. But it's all a moot point because we have a very weird decision out of herO. He is going heavily into Phoenix, very heavily into it, and is going to transition into, I believe, Blink Stalkers behind this. I gotta say, I mean, I understand not wanting to play Phoenix Wars because it's so difficult to, like, one mistake and you lose, basically, is the problem. Oh, wow, okay, it's going to be DTs. This is something Trigger tried against Nightmare in this very tournament. 2 horrible results, and it actually threw a situation where he was in a good lead. And I feel like this is another situation where I wouldn't say the game was over. It was still very, very even, but I would have given herO a little edge, which in Phoenix Wars can be the world.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, this actually does remind me a little bit of a PvP that we saw last week, which was, I think it might have been Trigger versus Nightmare, where it was this really, really funky situation where one player felt like they had a little bit of a lead in the Phoenix War, I think it was maybe
It was Trigger. Trigger
Yeah,
was
it was
up,
Trigger. Yeah, and then decided to go into Blink Stalker and then also like the Dark Shrine, saying like, yeah, but I could just win the game off of this. And the other player went for double Stargate and got up a lot more Phoenix. And we also have a Sweep Bacon coming down here for Classic. And the Phoenix player just kind of was ready for the DTs and then just got a massive lead off of the Phoenix advantage. So I am a little bit worried here for herO in that exact same sentiment.
Okay, what we got to look for right now is the Stargates. So there's a shield battery next to the Stargates, but there's only one pylon. If he can't get an Oracle out, this is just game. The game just ends. Now it's only 2 DTs, but will he? Okay, he's gonna go for the mineral lines. Oh, never mind. Okay. Classic doesn't even try. What?
I'm okay. So here's the thing, all right? Steadfast, there is exactly one thing I feel confidently knowledgeable on, and it's damage points on DTs and how long it takes to get out detection and like when you could just straight up win the game. 2 DTs kill, like no matter how much Corona boost or anything, if 2 DTs get the first swipe off on that pylon, that those Stargates cannot finish up those oracles in time. Like those DTs should have been able to handle that. So like I would understand if they were just going straight for that, but because they went for the mineral line, I'm kind of with you. I'm really surprised he just tapped out there. It was a bad spot. He would have fallen behind for sure. But I mean, that's what Phoenix are for, right? Phoenix are there to equalize damage and find damage on the other side of the map too, right?
Yeah, that. Like if he go at the very least, I want to see that play out at the very least. Like he's going to take big damage. It's going to be a really uncomfortable situation. Okay, the only thing that makes sense to me is that he's already going to be in a bad spot, and it's going to be a ton of chaos and a really messy game. Best case scenario, he comes out of it having taken a lot of damage, and then the Phoenix go across the map and get some equalizing damage. That's best case scenario. Worst case scenario, he tries to play a game out from a horrible position, and it's a demoralizing loss that takes place over the next 3, 4, 5 minutes where it feels worse than if he just left right away. That's the only thing that makes sense to me, and it is just game 1.
Yeah. That is actually an entirely fair point.
It's a best of 3. You can't afford to just go down one game. Like I'm like giving him like a little bit, but I still disagree with it, you know?
Yeah, that's a tough one. Well, I mean, I think I can safely say, and no one will be too upset if I say that was the most anticlimactic game we've had today, because we've had some banger of series so far. Even the Rainer Estrella like Ling run by, I think, game has been a little bit more exciting than that. But hopefully, I think the rest of this series will not play out quite the same way. We're gonna be moving here onto Tropical Sacrifice. Second attempt. Let's go down here at the bottom left-hand side of the map, sitting up 1-0. It is herO from Dragon Phoenix Gaming.
And his opponent, spawning up at the top right for South Korea, is Classic. Looking to return to form. Okay, I was a little bit critical of herO deciding to go for that, but it's a high-risk, high-reward play, and it paid off massively. And what I was talking about before is, that can be a really great move. We've got Classic trying to go for a Nexus first, and herO has a probe here. If he just drops a pylon, this is so bad for Classic. This is so bad for Classic. Is he just hoping the pylon's going to get canceled? No, he's going for double gas. Classic is just behind on his gateway by like 30 seconds. This is a nightmare for Classic.
No, I feel like Nightmare
20
played
seconds?
had a slightly better PvP than this one. This is really, really bad.
Oh,
I'm
man.
worried now, Steadfast. 23 seconds, yeah. Oh boy. All right, so Steadfast, as someone who is frequently behind on my first gateway, I can tell you the impact of this. So what this means is your Cyber Core gets delayed. When your Cyber Core is delayed in a PvP, all hell breaks loose. Everything is suddenly substantially worse. Your stalkers are late, so dealing with Adept, like a double Adept opening, is really, really painful. Dealing with double stalker or 4 stalkers that move across the map, really, really painful and tough. Thankfully, this is at least one of the maps that has a high ground on the natural, so you have some kind of defensive advantages there. The timing of an Oracle popping out as I love this. Yeah, we got a Stargate on the way there for herO on the other side of the map. Getting out your Stalkers and your defenses to deal with the Oracle is actually a pretty, it's a little bit of a tight situation. And with a Zealot moving across the map, this is going to deny mining time, picking up 2 workers. He's going to get a third. Oh, steadfast. Steadfast.
Oh, my soul. Oh, God. And now with the second Zealot coming on in. The first Zealot, it ignores it for a little while. This is a true tragedy right here in this game. If I'm herO, I think I just do. Now the only question is, do you go straight in with the first Oracle? I think you do, because you have to assume your opponent. Oh my God, he gets in with the Adept too. No. Okay, he cancels the Shade. I guess he wants to keep that alive to try and bait and switch with the Oracle. We do have a proxy gateway coming in from herO and a proxy robo from Classic. This is turned into a full-on clown fiesta. They're really embracing the theme of this tournament.
This is certainly a carnival of some kind, but I'm not sure it's the kind that Classic wants to be a part of, because the Adepts killing additional workers, still drawing out all these Stalkers. Now, I guess there is one thing to be said. There's exactly one thing that I would say is going well for Classic, which is herO is suiciding a lot of units in to get probe kills, and now he's going to also have an Oracle that is going to dive in here, get a lot of worker damage done, but it's also going to be basically be an investment into killing workers when Classic is basically looking all in. That's all like such a little asterisk on it though right now, Steadfast, because I think that there's been so much damage done that this all in is not going to be anywhere nearly as powerful as it needs to be, and herO has plenty of time to identify what he's going to be up against and just defend.
If herO warps in aggressively, if Classic warps in aggressively, herO is warped in aggressively as well. If he goes after the pile into the natural, that's 2 of the gateways getting depowered. It's 3 gate versus 3 gate right now. I mean, this is just wild. Well, actually, we have the 3rd gate finishing up right now for Classic. And that's what I'm talking about right there, into the natural. Oh, Classic, everything that could go wrong in this game has gone wrong. It will be a weird base trade scenario, but herO is going to be able to recall if he so desires.
Yeah, I'm with you that I don't really feel like Classic could recall, because he doesn't actually have a large enough army to take everything on. There it is. herO takes the 2-0,